close your eyes. We're going to let our tailbones root themselves into the earth today. Mother Earth, yes. She truly does love us, even though you think that what's going on in the world is something that she has done to us. Not true. She's just changing things around a little bit for us. And when we come out on the other end of all this, it will be wonderful. So close your eyes, and once you've grown those roots into the earth, I want you to just bring up, just like plants and flowers bring up energy and strength, we're going to bring up things that we need. And I think number one should be health. Take a deep breath and breathe that in. Let it go. Then bring up compassion. That's a big word for us lately. Just breathe it in. And how about gratitude? If we look around us, there's gratitude everywhere. We need to give gratitude. Look up at the sky. We have some beautiful skies coming with the Sahara dust storm. Be sure to watch it this weekend. And bring up some love and peace. You could just go on and on forever. Just let all those things, just draw them up through Mother Earth, into our bodies, down to our fingertips, up to the tips of our ears. Can you feel it tingling? Oh yeah, there it is. Just tingling around inside of us. Let's start by dropping our chin to our chest. I want you to take your attention now to the back of your neck. Feel those muscles that support that heavy head of yours and mine. Let's give them a stretch. Deep breath. Let that head become heavier. And then we're going to take and roll left ear to left shoulder. And just take your left hand and gently place it on your right shoulder. Just gently, don't press down, don't make it heavy and weighty. Just enough to add stretch from your ear, down your neck, into that shoulder. Deep breath. And remember, exhalations create movement. And then release that hand back to your knee, chin back to the chest. Deep breath, let that head become even heavier. And then roll right ear to right shoulder. And release that left shoulder. Feel that stretch from your ear down your neck into that shoulder. Place your hand on your left shoulder. Just gently, just enough to add a tiny little bit of stretch. And then release. Take your chin back to your chest. Remember, these next few minutes are the time I want you to just clear your mind. If you've got things going on in your head, see if you can shut them off, set them aside. You can pick them up later. Right now, I want you to take your total focus to your breath, to your body, your mind, and your spirit. Breathing up the back and down the front, creating that oval of breath around us. And then open your eyes, look at the ground below you, and starting at the very tailbone, start to stack those vertebrae one by one, by one, by one. Bring your head up, reach it to the sky, lengthen your neck. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to look over our right shoulder. Now back to stretching those muscles in our neck. Now I want you to go ahead. You can place your hands anywhere you want. I want you to look down to the ground. on the outside of that right leg. You can feel another stretch. There's a large muscle that runs down the side of our neck into that shoulder. Gets tense a lot. Let's give it a stretch. Just let that head go. Then bring your head up and back to center. Look over the left shoulder. Drop your chin. Another muscle down the other side of the neck. Oh, maybe one's more tense than the other. You'll find out. And then bring that head up and back to center. Now we're going to do a stretch from sternum up to our chin. So you're going to jut that chin forward and look up at the sky. If you have a ceiling, get rid of the ceiling. Look at that blue sky, even though here in Louisville we haven't got it right now. And then we're going to take and drop our chins back to our chest and let that head grow heavy. Okay, bring that head back up. Take your hands out to the side, fingertips, cup palms, always safe on those hands. And we're going to start with a side stretch. We're just going to take those left fingertips, slide them out, and bring this arm. And we're going to go right up and over into seated crescent. Try and keep that right hip grounded on the mat. Oh, big time stretch, especially if we've been sitting and working on computers, reading books. Even if we've been outside, bent over in our gardens. For me, yesterday it was the sailboat. We went out sailing and I did wreck my little body. It needs stretching. All right, take a deep breath. Bring that head back down. Slide out, inhale, left arm up and over. Oh, ground that left hip into the earth. Breathe, take that breath, bring it all the way up through that hip, up through that arm. Then inhale, exhale it back down. We're going to go back and do that again on the left side. This time, if you have any cervical neck issues, anything going on at the back of your neck, you just keep looking straight forward. Otherwise, I want you to turn and look up at your hand. Oh, there's that stretch from sternum to chin. Deep breath. Release and look down at your left knee. Inhale, exhale that arm down. Left arm comes up and over. Release, look up at your left hand. Take a deep breath as you exhale, look down at your right knee. Inhale and exhale that arm down. Now bring your hands to heart center. Prayer. Let's open up across the shoulders, across the chest. So bring those hands forward, out and back. So it feels like your shoulder blades are almost touching. Then back to heart center. Namaste. Inhale out, exhale back, and inhale out, and exhale back, and inhale out, and exhale back. All right, kind of roll your shoulders around, give your head a little shake, and let's come up on our knees. Hands and wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Take that tailbone, stretch it back, crown of the head forward. Gaze at that imaginary spot between your thumbs, keeping that head in alignment with your spine. Then take a deep breath, go up into your cat back stretch. Press into that upper back. Nice deep breath. Feel that upper back expand. And then drop into cow pose. So what happens here is navel drops toward the mat, hips lift toward the sky. Press up through your arms, look forward. Return your spine back to neutral. We're going to make that a flow. We're going to start with the breath. Take a deep inhalation here in neutral. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And one more time. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Sit back. First child pose. So first child pose isn't usually terribly comfortable. So press back and get back as far over those lower legs as you can. And then try and get your rib cage to drop to those thighs. Rest on your forearms. And then just let your head drop. If you can't get your forehead and your nose to touch the mat, stack your pit fists or stack your hands. Because this first child pose, I always like to think it's a great beginner stretch. Stretching out that lower back, stretching through the thighs, the quads, stretching up through the glutes. So just rest into it as comfortably as you can. We're just stretching those muscles, getting them ready to work. Always the first part of class is just getting that body ready to work. And what is our work? Our work is our warrior poses. Then come back up onto all fours. All right, let's do a little balancing. So go back and look at that imaginary spot between your thumbs. Keep your head in alignment with the spine. And start with your right hand. We're going to take it up, thumb to the ceiling, left leg. And today, let's press through the heel. A lot of times we point the toe. Today, press through that heel. Hold and breathe. And balance. Then bring it back down to the mat. Left arm, right leg, take it up. Flex that foot. Ooh, nice stretch up the back of that leg. Balancing, breathing, stretching. And bring it back down. Now, here we go. We're going to add the breath. So, right arm, left leg, inhale up. Exhale, bring it back down. Left arm, right leg, inhale up. Exhale, bring it back down. And again to the right, inhale up. Exhale, down. And left, inhale up. Exhale, down. One more time to the right, inhale up. Exhale, down. And last time left, inhale up. Exhale, down. Now, we've been stretching the back of our body. Let's take those knees out to the outside edges of the mat. Keep your toes together and come up on your knees. Take your fists. You're going to press them into your back, bringing that back just a little bit forward so that the hips come directly over your knees. Shoulders roll back and down. Take a deep breath here. We're going to lean back. And you're going to start to feel that stretch from your knees up through the quads into those hip flexors. And if you can, again, if you have cervical neck issues, you're going to be looking straight forward. Otherwise, I want you to add that stretch, sternum to chin, look up and oh, there it is, all the way up to the neck. Breathe here, gotta breathe. Lift that heart to the sky. And then release. We're going to sit back again over those lower legs. Bring your forehead to the mat. Arms to your sides and let those shoulders drop. Wide leg child pose. This should feel really, really, really good. It's like one of those poses you could stay in for a really long time. And then come on up. Turn yourself around, sit back with your legs crossed. Call this potted palm. All right, make sure you're on your sit bones. Those are the really tips of the hips. That's what you want to be on. You want to feel those sit bones. Okay, cup your hands over your knees. Back to stretching out that back. Come back up. Nice and straight, tall spine. Crown of the head reaching the sky. And then take a deep breath. As you exhale, you're going to roll back on those sit bones, holding on to those knees, and lean back as far as you can. If you were to let go of your lower legs right now, you go flying backwards. Don't want that to happen, so keep holding on, but press your heart towards your spine. Tuck that navel to your spine. Tuck your chin to your chest. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Deep breath in. Take your focus to those muscles that run up and down that spine that support it. They need to be stretched too. And then keep that navel tucked tight to the spine to support your lower back. Come on back up. All right, today we're going to do a little different side twist of the midsection. I want you to bring your right knee around to the center of your body and wrap your lower leg kind of underneath you. You're going to take this left leg, draw it over, and tuck yourself into a nice little ball. Come up on those sit bones. See if you can get that left thigh to touch the rib cage. And sit tall. You should feel an amazing stretch through that left side, up through the outside of that thigh, the IT band. And then we're going to take our right arm forward. And I want you to reach, and see if you can bring that elbow to the outside. You can spread your hand wide. And then this end, we're going to just loop over us to the back. And it can be fingertips, cup, palm back there. And then we're going to look over the left shoulder. Spine is active in this pose, crown of the head reaching toward the sky, and that tailbone still rooted into the earth. Midsection stretch. Come back to center. Sit back into your potted palm. Cup those hands over your knees. Inhale up, round, and release that spine again. Roll back. Nice stretch through that back. Keep navel tucked tight to your spine. Release and roll up. All right, let's do the other side. So now you're going to bring that left knee. You're going to bend that leg. Just kind of wrap that leg around you. And so that the knee is directly in the center of your body. And then this right leg, you're just going to bring over and tuck yourself into that nice little ball again. Relax those shoulders away from your ears. They like to get all tensed up. Don't let them. Again, let them go. Then reach your left hand forward. Reach, and bring that elbow. And what you're doing is you're pressing that elbow to the outside of your knee, keeping that thigh tucked close to your chest. Loop this around you and look over your right shoulder. Breathe. And again, one side's always going to be easier than the other. Our sides are not the same. So we just have to work with it. I guess if you want to think about it, that's what we call letting our bodies talk to us. We've got to listen. Good time to listen when your bodies are different on each side. Go back. One more time. Cup those hands over your knees. Inhale up. Round and release that spine again. Oh, just relax into this pose. This is a good one. Chin is relaxed to your chest. Shoulders are relaxed away from your ears. That navel's tucked in, supporting that lower back, and we are stretching and breathing. Then release and roll up. All right. If you have a block, you may need it right now. Take your left leg forward, and your right foot can be on your calf, your knee, or your thigh. And here you may find that it's more comfortable to have a block underneath that knee, so go ahead and put it there. Otherwise, if it happens to be that your hip opens up and that leg is flat on the ground, you don't need the block. And we're going to do this fold today without a strap. So if you can't reach your toes, grab onto your calf or your ankle. So inhale those arms overhead. I want you to lift up out of those hips as far as you can. Take a deep breath. Exhale and fold forward. Look out over your toes to begin with, and that automatically puts that stretch from sternum to chin. And breathe, because you can feel that stretch down the back of that left leg. And then drop your chin to your chest. Take a deep breath again, and as you exhale, draw the crown of your head towards your toes, taking you deeper into this fold. If you can get your nose to your knee, send me a message. I've been working at it for years. Next life. And then tuck navel to spine, release and roll up. All right, we've got another side. Switch that block over. Right leg straightens, left foot comes to inner thigh, knee, or calf, whatever works for you. I am not fussy on this one. I'm not fussy on all of them. I just want you to stretch and move. I just want you to be here and have fun for an hour, getting that body worked out. Inhale, up. Exhale and fold forward. Oh, tight. Look out over your toes. Stretch sternum to chin. Then drop your chin to your chest. Take a deep breath. Crown of the head reaches toward the toes. Tuck navel to spine, release and roll up. Both legs straight out this time. And just set that block aside. Inhale, arms up, full forward fold. Lift out of those hips, make that body as long as you can, and fold forward. Again, if you cannot reach your toes, grab onto your ankles, your cap. If you've got a strap or a scarf, place it around and pull yourself, because you want that stretch up the back of your body. So just because I'm doing it without a strap today doesn't mean you can't use a strap or a scarf. You just want as much out of this as you can get. Tuck navel to spine, release and roll up. All right. We're going to come back up on our hands and knees, and we're going to work ourselves up onto our feet. So hands and wrists back under the shoulders, knees back under the hips, hip width apart. Draw that tailbone back, crown of the head forward. You're looking at that spot between those thumbs. Walk your hands forward. Make sure those fingers are spread wide, and then tuck those toes under, and we're going up into downward facing dog. Oh. Release your ankles. Let them relax. It's important here. Gets a good stretch going up the back of those legs. Those legs are as straight as they can be. Your hip sit bones are lifting toward the sky. And if you look up at your hands, you're pressing into the palms of your hands, pressing the earth away through the palms of your hands, deepening your V. You're in a deep, deep upside down V right now. Let that body stretch. Make friends with this pose. Downward facing dog is a healing pose, especially for those of us that suffer from allergies. It kind of helps to open up that head. It gets rid of headaches. Stretches the entire body out. let's bicycle those legs, moving one movement to one breath. Inhale, press. Exhale, press. And just keep working it back and forth with the breath. Giving the back of those legs a great stretch. All right. We're going to walk our feet forward, coming into a forward fold. So if you look down at your feet, you should be able to fit a fist in between your toes. And you're back on those fingertips with cup palms. And I want you to have your knees softly bent here. So it feels like your rib cage is resting against them. That's okay. Shake out your head. If you've got a block close by, get a block. And it can be on any level. Low, medium, high. And we're going to take a deep breath. And we're going to lift that right arm up to the sky, straightening the right leg. Left knee is bent. Standing spinal twist. Then I want you to tick that head around. See if you can look up at your thumb. You should feel an intense stretch up the back of that right leg. Great hamstring stretch. Inhale, exhale, back and down. Soften both knees. Switch that block to the other side. And then inhale, left arm to the sky. Right knee is bent, left leg straightens. And look up at that left thumb. Inhale, exhale, come back. And set that block aside. Back up onto fingertips with cup palms and bent knees. Now we're going to lift those hips, straighten those legs. Bring your hands to your shins. Press your body weight against those shins. And straighten that spine. Tuck those abdominals here. Right now they are supporting that lower back. Then bring your hands to your hips. Soften those knees, arch your back and roll up. This is a good time for a drink of water, so go ahead and get one. I always like you to drink water. All right. So our bodies should be pretty warmed up. So we're going to go right into our warrior poses today. So turn toward the long side of your mat. Keep your legs out as wide as you can. And I always like to say wingspan. So what is wingspan? Well, if you take your arms up, point your fingers down, there should be feet underneath those tips of your wings. And then just float them back down. If you can't get out to wingspan yet, just keep trying. You'll get there. Oh, shoulders roll back and down. That tailbone, it's not resting on the mat now, but it's still rooted into the earth. So tilt that pelvis, drop it down. And let's start by taking those right toes toward the top of your mat. Turn that left heel back. Your hips automatically want to turn, but don't let them. Bring them back to the long side of your mat. Shoulders roll back and down, and we're going to float those arms up. And to keep those arms up, we need those back muscles. So you really want to make them strong. See if you can contract them, hug them to your spine. And then bring that right knee out over the ankle, directly over, not in front of. And then take that knee and press it toward your pinky toe. And all of a sudden it creates a stretch on the inner thigh. That's the way you always know you're in the right place, when you feel that stretch. Then look out all those right fingertips. Warrior two, easiest of all poses. So asanas, what are asanas? They're poses that we try to perfect, but that never happens. Because there's always something that we can do. Let's take our head and look back over our left arm and draw that arm open a little bit more, creating that stretch across the front of the shoulder. Slowly look back over those right fingertips. And in doing that, I'll bet that knee came back. So take it back over the pinky toe. And this back leg, it's your stability. So take that thigh muscle, contract it, hug it to the bone. Warrior poses, just in the name, are strong poses. Take a deep breath, sink. Then drop your left hand to your side, right palm to the sky, and let's go up into reverse warrior. Left shoulder relaxes, left side is relaxed, right side's pretty much doing all the work. Inhale, exhale, back to warrior two. Now, with those two poses, let's do a little flow. Start with the breath. Inhale, exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. And one more time. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Straighten that knee, parallel your feet, release your arms down. Give yourself a little break. How you doing? Let's go to the other side and do the same thing. Left toes, turn all the way toward the short side of your mat. Back heel, right heel, is going to turn back about a 45-degree angle. And you want to check your line. If you're going to draw a line down your mat from your left heel down the mat, it would hit right at the center of your right arch. Hips, they want to turn them back to the long side of your mat. Float your arms up, shoulders rolled back and down. Take that left knee out over the ankle. There you go, out toward the pinky toe. There's that stretch. After a while, it feels really good. This back leg's our stability, so take that thigh muscle, contract it, hug it to the bone, keeping us upright and strong. Look out over those left fingertips. So here's something else. If you feel like you're leaning forward, I want you to bring that spine back straight. Take a deep breath. Sink. All right, let's tick that head back. Look over those fingertips and draw that arm open just a little bit. Look back over those left fingertips. Yeah. Are we ready? Take that hand, drop it to your side, palm to the sky. Up we go, reverse warrior. Sink deeper. This pose, when you lift up, this leg wants to straighten. Don't let it. Sink back into it. Then inhale, exhale back to warrior two. Let's create the flow. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. And one more time. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Straighten that leg, parallel your feet, and release your arms down. Time for a breath and a rest. Hands to your hips. We're going to go down, staying in our wide legs, into a flat back. Got to tuck those abdominals in, come down, and I want you to keep that stretch, sternum to chin, as you come down. So you're going to be looking forward when you get into that flat back. Keeping those shoulders open, abdominals are protecting that lower back. And then we're going to release our hands directly under our shoulders and come on to fingertips with cupped palms. Still looking forward. I'm going to have you release your head. Just let it hang, shake it out. And then drop onto full palms. Reach over. Today we're going to use our index and middle finger and grab a hold of our big toe. It's called big toe standing. tuck your thumbs into the center of your hand. You don't want that to be part of the tripod that holds you up. And this is all about letting that spine stretch. So you're just hanging from the hips, breathing. You're feeling a pretty good stretch up the back of those legs. Not bad. And then bring those hands back under the shoulders, back to flat palms. And we're going to today walk over to our right leg, staying in that flat back. Take a hold of your ankle, foot area. And you want to take a deep breath, and as if you were going to touch your nose to your knee, take a deep breath and draw your upper body toward that plank. Pretty intense pose, but a great stretch. Then walk back to the center of the mat and walk over to the other leg. Same thing. Take a deep breath and draw that body. Come back to center. Soften your knees. We're going to come up. So I want those knees protected. Hands to your hips and slowly roll up. Walk your feet back to center. Again, this is protecting the knees. If we were 20 years old, I'd tell you something different, but I know most of you are not. So we want to protect those knees. All right, you can shake out your legs. And just bring those toes together, inch between your heels. Bring your hands to heart center. We're going to stop for a minute. We're going to ground in center. Just kind of collect ourselves. Be grateful for what you've accomplished so far and let it go. And we're going to move forward. So once again, take those legs out wide. Wingspan. Take those left toes, turn them toward the top of the mat, the long short side. Turn that right heel back. We're going to take this knee back out over the ankle and out toward our pinky toe. There's the stretch. Float your arms up. We're going to do a pose called extended angle. We're going to work with it for a little bit. It involves some balancing. So this one, here you are in Warrior Two, and now you're going to try to hinge at the hip, not hinge at the waist, and just reach forward. And I want you to use the breath here. We're going to do 3 of them. Inhale, exhale, press forward. Inhale, press forward. Look out over those fingertips. Inhale, press forward, and then bring that forearm down and rest it on your thigh. Palm facing the sky. This hand comes onto the hip, the shoulder rolls open, so your shoulders are stacked right now. I always say you are a picture between 2 pieces of glass not touching either, because you should be perfectly stacked over those legs. Take a deep breath now, and you're going to take this arm up and over your head so that you create a diagonal down this arm through your body, grounded in that foot on the ground in back of you. Extended angle. Stretch. Create a stretch down that side of your body. Then we're going to add that balance by looking up at the palm of your hand. Not only does it balance you, you've got that stretch again, sternum to chin. That back foot's grounded into the earth. Now look down at your toes and press the mounds of those toes into your mat to stabilize your lower body. Come back up to your Warrior Two. Straighten that leg, parallel your feet. Oh, release your arms down. Yeah, Deep breath. We have two sides. Stick those right toes. Turn that left heel back. Bend that knee out over the ankle, out toward the pinky toe. There's that stretch. The thighs hug to the bone. Take those arms up. Shoulders rolled back and down. And make sure those abdominals are working here. Look out over those fingertips. Here we go, 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, press. Inhale, exhale, press. Inhale, exhale, and press. And then bring that forearm down, rest it on your thigh. Hand to hip, shoulders rolled open. Shoulders are stacked. Take a deep breath. Inhale this arm up and over your head, back into that beautiful diagonal. That stretch, fingertips reaching up to the ceiling where the ceiling and the wall meet. And that foot is grounded into the mat. You are strong. Add balance. Look up at the palm of your hand. Stretching, breathing, balancing. Look down at your toes, pressing the mounds of those toes into the earth, stabilizing that lower body. Come up to your warrior 2. Straighten that leg, parallel your feet, and release your arms down. Oh, that was fun. Gives that back a good stretch. Well, we're going back into our flat back. Hands to your hips, down into that flat back. Hold, make sure those abdominals are tucked in. Hands directly back under the shoulders, fingertips cup palms. And if you'd like here, you can walk your feet out a little bit if you can go out further. Dropping onto full palms. You're going to drop your head. This time we're going to reach out and grab our ankles. Ooh, let that spine stretch again. Brings blood to the brain, which is excellent. And then come back up, hands back under the shoulders, press up, straighten those arms, come back up onto fingertips with cup palms. If you have walked your feet out, walk them back in. Soften those knees, protecting them always. Hands to your hips and roll your spine up. Walk your feet in, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. Shake out your legs, get a drink of water. Good time for one. Okay. We're going to transition back to the mat. We're going to do our pelvic reset today. So make sure you have a block or a light box, a strap or a scarf, something to tie around those legs when we get to that part. So let's go to the top of our mat. Toes together, inch between your heels. Go back into, close your eyes for a moment and just reset. Arms are at your side. You can spread your hands wide, Tadasana, mountain pose. And just take some deep breaths. Let those shoulders relax. Again, let that warrior section of our practice just kind of melt away. Done, over. We're going to move on. Inhale, arms to the sky. Swan dive with a flat back. Just like you're diving off a board. And as you come down, soften your knees. Come to fingertips with cup palms. And we're going to step directly back into downward facing dog. So step back wide. In downward facing dog, you should be taking up most of your mat. If you aren't, walk those hands forward or toes back to get a wider down dog. Press back through the palms of your hands, pressing the earth away. Oh, there's that stretch in your back. Bicycle out those legs. Moving one movement to one breath. Oh, yeah. Come back to your down dog. Release those ankles. Drop onto your knees. And we're going to turn ourselves around and come down on our backs, knees to chest. Make sure you have a block in your strap close by. Feet are on the mat, knees are bent. Bring your knees to your chest. Take your hands halfway down your legs and draw those legs in. Oh, nice lower back stretch. Let's start by keeping this left knee out toward our shoulder. Right leg comes down straight. Flex that foot so you create a stretch up the back of that leg. And this leg is out toward that shoulder. I'm going to do a little wind frame pose to start by opening up that hip. So drop your right hand to your hip and keep that whole right side grounded. Left hand gently rests on the inside of that knee and just drop it open. You're going to try and keep this knee at waist height. If it doesn't want to stay there, just keep working at it. It doesn't have to. You're not getting graded. You're just doing the best that you can, and I want you to enjoy it, and I want you to feel good. All right, so now take that hand to the other side of the knee, bring it back, and now using this left arm is going to go out to the side. You're going to just take this, I tuck my hip under, and I'm just going to go over and stretch. Now I'm really feeling that stretch across the top of my pelvis into my lower back. You've got to breathe here. Let that exhalation do its work. If you all know anything about Ujjayi breath, you can do your Ujjayi breathing here. And I always say, if you don't know what that is, it's creating that Darth Vader sound in your throat. So it's an inhale, exhale. Come back to center. It's a resonance that you create in your throat. Knees to chest. Rock side to side. See how the left side of that lower back feels. It might feel a little flatter, which is a good thing. And then release that left leg down. Right knee toward your right shoulder. Tuck it in nice and tight. Keep this left foot grounded by flexing that foot. And then drop your left hand to your hip to keep that hip down. And take this right hand to the inside of your knee and take it out to the side. Then take the hand to the other side of your knee, bring it back to center. I tuck my left hip under my right. Right arm goes out to the side. You're going to take that left hand and gently draw that knee over. Here we go. Stretch and breathe into that lower back. Come back to center. Knees to chest. Rock side to side. How's that feel? Feel pretty flat. All right, time for pelvic release. We're really going to get those hips loosened up. If they get tight, especially getting up in the morning, sometimes they're really tight, and this just helps a lot. All right, so you've got your block or a box, something light. You don't want something heavy. And you're going to place that block between your knees. By the way, put your feet together. important in part. And the other important part is keeping your upper body stable. So we're going to do that just by pressing our upper arms down into the ground so that upper body doesn't go anywhere. And then we're going to rock these legs side to side 10 times. And just do it slow. And believe me, I feel this. I really have to breathe through this one. That's 2. 3. 4, the object is not to see how far you go, it's to open up those hips. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Okay, so take that block now. We've had it the long way. We're going to turn it the short way and place it back between your knees. So now your knees are pressing into it and are closer together. Feet are still together, and you're going to brace that upper body, and let's rock. 1. Ooh, this is harder. 2. I can really feel this. 3. 4. 5. 6. Hips aren't liking this one. Ooh, 7. 8. 9. And last one, 10. Okay. Set that block aside and now get your strap or your scarf or a belt. Something that resembles, something that's long. You're going to take it around the back of your legs at your thighs, right above your knees. Feet are still together, and you're going to cross this strap and pull. Now don't worry about keeping your upper body stable with this one. Just keep drawing those legs together. And guess what we're going to do? 10 times. 1. 2. Gotta breathe. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. All right. Release, set that strap aside. Now, hands down at your side with your palms facing the sky. You can kind of tuck your shoulders under. We're going to come up into bridge pose. Keep your feet together in this. Come up into your bridge. And now, because we've released our spine from the mat, we're going to work our cervical vertebrae, and without any tension or stress on that back, just take your head side to side 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, release that spine down, one vertebrae at a time. Take your legs out long, point your toes. Take your arms overhead and stretch. Full body stretch. You can wiggle your fingers, you can intertwine your fingers, turn them in hands inside out. Really give those arms a great stretch. Wiggle your toes. Then bring your knees back to your chest. went to happy baby. So take your hands to the back of your knees. Draw those knees out toward the outside edges of your rib cage. Feet up toward the ceiling. Looks like you're standing on the ceiling. You can rock side to side here. That back should feel pretty good now. And then let's go ahead and reach up, grab a hold of our big toes again with our index and middle fingers. And take it out. Oh, stretch out the back of those legs. You can rock side to side here too. And then we're just going to take those feet, place them together, and drop into reclining butterfly. Open up those legs. Hands to your midsection. I just want you to take your focus to your breath for a second. Feel your rib cage. Your hands should be wrapped around those ribs. Take a deep breath in through the nose, down to the very bottom of your lungs. Feel that rib cage expand. Now let that breath go slowly from the bottom of your lungs up to the top. Inhale again. And exhale slowly. Inhale again. Exhale slowly. Let those legs go out long. And we've learned this in our class. It kind of releases the central nervous system. So you're going to feel like you're digging your heels into the mat. Your arms could be at your side, palms up. And you're just going to start flicking your feet back and forth. They're going up and down the long way of your mat. And all of a sudden your head's going to start to bob. And just do that for a little bit. Oh, just kind of jiggles all those vertebrae of your spine, gets everything worked back into place. This is a really good reset of the central nervous system. And then just release, let those feet flap open. Body's kind of tingling. Think about the palms of your hands. Can you feel the heat and energy swirling around there? We've really gotten our blood flowing into all of our extremities, out to the tips of our fingers. That's why you can feel that heat and energy. Gently tuck your knees back to your chest. Roll onto your right side and press up. And come back up into your potted palm. Drop your chin to your chest. Check in with your body. How's it feeling now? Today, let's take and put our thumb on our ring fingernail for breath. Taking some nice deep breaths. Let's do a little Ujjayi breath. One more. Then open your eyes. Look at the ground in front of you and start to lengthen that spine. Lift up. Crown of the head back to the sky. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, down. And inhale, up. And exhale, down. And inhale, up. This time bringing hands through heart center into prayer. From that place in me that I find most dear to that very same place in you. Namaste. My spirit honors yours. Thanks for coming today. See you next Tuesday or Friday. Be here at 10 o'clock both days. Have a great day. Take care.